here basically to give people that visit our website information about what all the Three Rivers Festival is about, what it's been, and maybe possibly the new stuff that you're expecting, and maybe just go on about other details. Maybe there's some stuff that maybe people visiting wouldn't have known about.
Okay, well, the Three Rivers Festival started in 1969, and one of our first events in the Three Rivers Festival was the raft race. The year previous to the festival actually starting, two DJs challenged some St. Francis students to see who could make it down the river faster on some barrels and plywood. And that event then became one of the first events of the Three Rivers Festival, and that was 44 years ago.
Wow.
So over those last 44 years, the Three Rivers Festival has grown into the second largest festival in the state of Indiana. We boast about 400,000 people a year getting to take part in such things as our parade, Art in the Park, crafters, our bed race, and then with all the events we have, closing with our fireworks, which about 80,000 people get to enjoy that fireworks that night. And the police boast that is the busiest they are, the busiest day of the year for them. What we try to do is we try to be as centralized as much as possible with our events in 46802 downtown. So anybody staying downtown, well, the Three Rivers Festival is right at your doorstep. And so, yeah, Headwaters was originally put in there because that was a floodplain, and when we saw the flooding that we saw in the 70s and 80s, they knew they had to do something. And other cities have done the same thing, utilize those areas to be areas that when they're not flooded can be used for parks and for things like the Three Rivers Festival. Now on the east side there is a huge covered pavilion there, and that pavilion has stood through all kinds of winds and storms and rains and is super strong, and inside that is where we have our entertainment. That's the Vera Bradley Festival Plaza, and this year we start out with Zoso, which is a Led Zeppelin tribute act. The next night we're doing a salute to the troops. We are thanking all of our veterans that night. By any veteran with proof of service can come in for absolutely free on Saturday night, where we have a Las Vegas tribute to Bruce Springsteen called Bruce in the USA, which is just fantastic. Sunday we have a wonderful day of Christian music starring Jason Castro from American Idol, and then Cutlass, great bands to come out and see on Sunday. Monday night we have a talent contest. No professional musicians. We're looking for those fresh-faced talent over the age of 16 years old to come out, and dreams are going to be lived, and dreams may be crushed that night also, as we end up giving $1,000 first prize to that winner. That's Monday night. Tuesday night we do $2 food deals in Junk Food Alley. Now don't be fooled by the name Junk Food Alley. There once was a piece of lettuce in Junk Food Alley, but we maintain calling it that. So there's $2 treats in Junk Food Alley. It's $2 that night to get into Plaza. In keeping with twos, that night we have a Luscious Legs contest. Guys, don't get excited. It's actually guys' legs. And people get to vote. You only see their legs from the knees down, and it might be your police chief or a TV anchor. And keeping with our twos, that night we have the two brothers, the Magditch brothers, that are Brother, the band, and they're bringing the entire band for that night. It's going to be a great night of music that night. That's Tuesday night. Wednesday night, Who's Bad? The ultimate Michael Jackson tribute. We had him here 2 years ago. People are still talking about this act. They play all over the world. It is an outstanding act to see. And that night, Fort Wayne's Freak Brothers are opening up that show with a what they tell me is a very special beginning to their show. Oh, so that's Wednesday. Thursday night, country music fans, we're not leaving you out. From American Idol, Casey James is going to be here. He came in third last year. Greg Bates and Our Own Sugar Shot opening up that show. That's Thursday night. Friday night, guitar phenom Davey Knowles. As executive director, what's nice sometimes is we work so hard all the time to make sure that with our music and our limited budget that we try to reach as many people as we can each time. And Davey Knowles is an exciting guitar player, and as a musician and a guitar player, it makes me very happy to bring Davey in for this show. That's going to be great. And then Saturday night, the folks at O'Daniel Jeep Chrysler Ram have bought open the gates of the plaza. So there's no charge to get in the plaza on Saturday night. That's the night of our closing fireworks. And we have Urban Legend, a regional act, fantastic act that'll get you up and get you dancing. And then to close off the night, we have the Devonshires. They've traveled all over the world. Most recently, they've been with Foreigner, and they do a drop-dead salute to the 70s with all their costume changes. And they are going to be with us that night in Plaza before the Three Rivers Festival closing fireworks. And with our fireworks, we start from the tallest building in Fort Wayne.
Yeah.
So from where a lot of fireworks are just starting to open up and burst, we're going up that high, and then we're doubling it and getting all the way up so people, like I said, from all over this area can enjoy this one-of-a-kind fireworks show, because you can only imagine you have to have a great relationship with a company like the folks that own One Summit Square to say, hey, can we take a couple thousand pounds of dynamite basically on top of your building? And it just is a spectacular show. Something we wanted to do a long time ago was make sure that we have events that aren't necessarily events we run, that are affiliated events. And so we look on the first night, on the 13th, Friday the 13th, there's an event happening on Calhoun Street, which is a free event, and it's house, club music. It's called House for a House, and it goes to help Children's Hope House. And an event like that, we don't run it, but it is an affiliated event. And then you're right, you see tours of the factory out at DeBrands. Yeah. You see large church rummage sales that are part of it. You see antiques in the park, things like that, and they are affiliated with us. And what's great about the festival is there are a lot of festivals in Fort Wayne, and about every weekend you can go down there and there's something in Headwaters or very close by with the word fest attached to it. But the Three Rivers Festival is a celebration of who we are here in Fort Wayne. Once we got here and unpacked our bags, and not forgetting our heritage, but being able to come together and who we are since we've got here. So we have loads of wonderful sponsors. I mean, you can't look at a building with a name on it downtown and not have them be a part of the Three Rivers Festival. And that's a really great thing to see those people in these economic times, and what that means for businesses to still step forward with money in hand to be a part of the Three Rivers Festival.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know, do you have any final thoughts or comments to give the visitors and Fort Wayne people just visiting our website?
Well, we ask them to please come down and be a part of the Three Rivers Festival. I know as I look back at my youth, I look at all my memories I have surrounding the festival, and we ask people to come down. Create those memories with your kids. If you're living on the east side or the west side, or you're just visiting here, the festival, all of our shows in Plaza, kids 12 and under get into for free. With our wonderful Children's Fest at IPFW on the 20th and 21st. This is a family festival, and we invite everybody out to be a part of it. So a lot of times people say there's nothing to do, or if I would have known. So this is us telling everybody, please come out and be a part and attend an event, come down, have an elephant ear, listen to some music, walk our beautiful parks, but make sure you come down and enjoy the 44th Annual Three Rivers Festival.